Hey there everybody, PTPOP here with all four lobes of my brain securely bound behind my back, and today I'm reviewing a video titled Call Centers, the Modern Day Sweatshop. Stay tuned.
Would you like fries with that? Would you like fries with that?
A friend of mine sent me this video titled Call Centers, the Modern Day Sweatshop, and I thought it'd be fun to review with all of you. Like and subscribe if you like this video, if you like what I do here. Thanks to all of you who have commented on my videos. Many of you have written to me and said how I've helped you through your long days working in a call center, and I'm glad I can help out. If you have ideas for videos, keep them coming. A couple of you have sent me a few ideas, and I really appreciate it. So this video is an interesting one, and I'm going to start playing it here. It's kind of a combination of propaganda, call center and corporate propaganda, and word salad, and some of it is true. So let's start here. This looks like it's a video that's made with some type of artificial intelligence package where they've gone through and they've sucked out videos from like stock footage companies, and the audio is obviously AI generated. So let's start off and see what they have to say here.
Sweatshops, a definition we'd rather forget.
Now I had to process this and remove the music from it because there was copyrighted music in the background. So if the audio sounds a little bit warbly, it's because I had to take the software. I had to go in Adobe Audition and remove the music from the background.
Sweatshops. Just the word brings to mind images of cramped spaces, unsafe conditions, and workers getting the short end of the stick. They're those places we like to pretend don't exist anymore, like fanny packs or Crocs. But sadly, they're still very much a thing.
Like fanny packs and Crocs. I don't know about that one. That's a kind of a funny way to something that we hope doesn't exist anymore. That's kind of funny.
The dictionary definition of a sweatshop usually includes words like exploitative, low wages, and poor working conditions. Basically, imagine a workplace run by a Dickensian villain who measures profit in tiers and counts pennies like a dragon hoarding gold.
A dragon hoarding gold. Don't you love AI? I love it. I've met a lot of dragons that hoard gold. They're thrifty bastards.
These places prioritize churning out products over the well-being of their employees. They often operate in countries with lax labor laws, making it easy to cut corners and maximize profits at the expense of human dignity.
Well, that's exactly what call centers do. And this video is nauseating because the transitions that they have selected are just nauseating. The zoom in and zoom out type of feature is just nauseating. I'm not certain what the point, whoever made this, what the point of this video is. So let me see if I can zoom through this a little bit.
But hey, at least we've moved past those, right? We're modern now. We have smartphones and the internet. Surely our sophisticated society wouldn't stand for such blatant exploitation, right?
Wrong. Introduce the call center, my friend. Introducing the call center, and it violates all those very things. Your friendly service overlord.
Welcome to the call center, your friendly service overlord. This is the place where your queries are answered.
Now I'll tell you this right here. I've worked in probably at least a dozen call centers in 2 different states, and I have never seen a call center with these kind of people working in them. There's never any attractive women. Most of the men are not very attractive. Nobody's attractive. They're usually morbidly obese people with bad skin conditions, dirty hair, not well dressed. It's really not a good scene. But so this is very fictitious. This video here.
Complaints are resolved and your frustrations are managed. Your call is very important to us. It's a phrase we've all heard countless times, often while waiting on hold. We've all heard that phrase while being subjected to the soothing sounds of Kenny G on repeat.
Yeah, the on-hold music in most places is atrocious when you're calling in as a customer to talk to somebody in a call center. It's awful, and they apparently don't put any thought into it, or if they do, it's just bare bones minimum thought. And on-hold music is torture. I think they intentionally make it torturous to make your experience as a customer even worse than it already is.
It's almost a rite of passage in the modern world. Call centers, those ubiquitous hubs of customer service and technical support, They are the backbone of many companies, ensuring that customers are never left in the dark.
The backbone of many companies. I think that's overstating it quite a bit. I seriously don't think call centers are the backbone of any company. The product line, the marketing, the advertising, the engineering, all that's the backbone. The call center is an unnecessary, or is a necessary evil that the corporate C-suite people at the top go, you know what, we got to come up with a call center because our products are selling like hotcakes now. We got billions of units selling, and we're going to have all these bitch customers calling in to complain about the products that they don't like. So it's a necessary evil. It's not the backbone of any company. The call centers are definitely not, and they definitely don't care about the customers. It's absolute a lie. Bold-faced lie.
They're the invisible army that answers our questions, resolves our complaints, and generally tries to keep us from throwing our routers out the window. These agents are trained to handle a myriad of issues, from simple password resets to complex technical problems.
That's an overstatement as well. They're not trained. They're given bare bones, bare minimum training to handle those calls. Bare bones. I mean, think of, as I've said in other videos, imagine the industry that you've worked in. Let's say you've worked in an industry for your whole life, and it's taken you years upon years to learn that product, to learn that product line, to learn whatever you're supposed to learn. Now imagine the call center that supports that product. They pull people off the street that know nothing about that product and train them not only about the product line in just 2 weeks. They give them just 2 weeks to learn the product line. They learn how to sell that product, how to do customer service on it, learn all the systems. They essentially are asked to learn what took you years to learn in just 2 weeks. That's how long the average training class is in a call center, 2 weeks.
They're the friendly voice on the other end of the line, trained to be patient and helpful, even when you're pretty sure you're talking to a wall.
Most times you are talking to a wall. And it's not because the people are stupid. It's because you've got people right off the street that are just learning the product line.
Their job is to make sure you feel heard and understood, no matter how trivial or...
Look at this lady. Can you imagine if you talked on the phone like that? It'd be like talking to Sven over here, right, Sven?
significant your issue might be. They're the ones who talk you off the ledge when your Wi-Fi goes down for the 5th time that day. They understand your frustration and work diligently to restore your connection, often dealing with multiple calls simultaneously. But who are these people, these disembodied voices who navigate
this is like droning on and on.
Possible service? Let's just say the reality might not be as rosy as that hold music wants you to believe. The
Yes,
job can
here
be
we go.
stressful, with long hours and high demands. Yet these dedicated individuals continue to show up.
I love this girl over here in the left side of the screen. She looks like that girl from is it Courtney? The girl that was in the Bruce Springsteen video, and I think she was in Friends. Courtney Cox, I think is her name. She's in all these videos. For some reason, they're putting her in all of this.
Individuals continue to show up day after day to make sure your problems are solved and your questions are answered. Training is rigorous, with new employees learning the ropes through extensive sessions and real-time practice.
That's a lie. That's a bold-faced lie. There's not rigorous training, and it's not extensive sessions. It's a complete lie. These poor people, the work in call centers, are thrown. They're thrown to the lions with barely any training, and then they get on the phones and they sound like they don't know what they're talking about because they don't have any training.
Team building activities are common, fostering a sense of camaraderie and support among the staff.
No, team building activities do not build team camaraderie. Absolutely do not. They do nothing but embarrass and humiliate grown men and women who don't want to dance the jig in front of the whole class and juggle koosh balls and make love to rubber elephants or whatever they make you do in these horrible training classes. It's an absolute bull-faced lie. It does not build camaraderie. It makes people cringe. It makes people feel humiliated and degraded and disrespected.
Despite the challenges, there are moments of joy and recognition. Celebrations for milestones, Employee of the Month awards, and
Oh, Jesus. The milestones. This is how they celebrate your achievements and your milestones. They give you a paper, 8.5 by 11, little certificate that they printed off the printer, that the trainer will come running up to you and go, "Hey, Pete, you got best caller of the week. Yay. Here's a koosh ball and a little diploma. and you get to, you get to pin it to your tiny cubicle wall. It's so debasing. It's so humiliating. They don't treat you like adults in call centers. They treat you like children.
Team outings help to keep morale high and remind everyone of the importance of their work. At the end of the day,
No, team outings. I've been on team outings. I went on team outings when I was at Verizon and Wells Fargo. We went bowling once at Wells Fargo. And then another time, all of us got together and went to I think it's called a hookah. It was like this Middle Eastern place in Phoenix where I didn't do it, but everybody else sat around smoking some type of tobacco off of these bongs that look like octopuses. Oh yeah, that buildup. Oh, I just love my team members after that. It was just a great experience.
it's all about helping customers. The satisfaction of resolving an issue and hearing a relieved voice on the other end of the line makes it all worthwhile. So
let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Because this guy's boring. This AI voice is just torturous. I love the videos. I mean, the videos are well shot. These are just beautiful videos. Let's see what she's got Spock ears. Look at this girl. Poor girl. Look at those ears. Ugh. Fascinating.
a customer thanks you for your help, a problem is resolved, and for a brief moment, you feel a sense of accomplishment. You find camaraderie with your colleagues, a shared understanding of the challenges you all.
Now they're pushing propaganda here. You share a feeling of camaraderie with your colleagues. No, you don't. There's no time to get to know anybody on the floor. You go to work, you take your calls, and you go home. There's no one to talk to. There's not time. They don't let you off the phone to even go to the bathroom. Where are you going to find time to talk to some of your colleagues and party with them afterwards? You want to get the fuck out of there when you're done.
These small moments of solidarity make the job bearable, even enjoyable at times. As the day comes to an end, you log off your computer, remove your headset, and step out of the call center. The world outside feels different, quieter, and you take a deep breath, ready to face another day tomorrow.
You take a deep breath and say, oh, thank God, I'll have to go back in there for 12 hours. And you pray that the place disappears overnight. Let's find something else here. This is the human cost of constant service. So they try to take a more realistic approach about the human cost of customer service.
Section 5.
Section 5. Mental health.
Health on hold, the human cost of constant service. Now, let's talk about the toll this takes on the human beings behind the headsets. Imagine spending your entire day absorbing the negative energy of frustrated, angry, and sometimes downright abusive callers. It's emotionally draining, to say the least.
Burnout is rampant in the call center industry. The high-pressure environment, combined with low wages and limited opportunities for advancement, takes a toll on mental health.
This is true. Working in a call center wrecks your mental health, and many of you have written to me thanking me for discussing this issue and being honest about it, because it does wreck your mental health. I have seen people just collapse on the floor, just hit the floor, and paramedics come and drag them out, and you never see them again. You don't even know if they died, and nobody says anything about them. They're just gone. It's a horrendous place to work.
Imagine being yelled at for something that's completely out of your control. Imagine being berated for company policies you didn't create. Now imagine doing that for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week.
It's enough to make anyone want to scream into the void or, politely excuse themselves and take a mental health break.
Yeah, and this is all true. People will call you up and tell you that the company you work for sucks, and they want all these things changed, and they want, they want better cell phone coverage, or they want better products that you're servicing, and they think you have some power. They really think you have some type of say. But all you're doing as a customer service rep is trying to plug holes in a sinking ship with there's 100 holes, and you've only got 10 fingers. And the higher ups say plug all the holes you can as quickly as you can. If you don't plug all 100 with your 10 fingers, you're going to get written up, or you're going to get fired. It's a madhouse.
If only such a thing existed.
Sweatshops with headsets. The parallels are hard to ignore. So this video is strange because this is a 20-minute video, and they took, this is at 8 minutes and 12 seconds in. They took that long to get into the main topic of this video. And I don't know who created this. A friend of mine sent this to me, and I think it's created by a source online, but I'm not certain who it was.
Section 6, sweatshops with headsets. The parallels are hard to ignore. So, back to our original question. Are call centers the modern-day sweatshops? The parallels are certainly there. The low wages, the high turnover rates, the pressure cooker environment, the relentless focus on productivity over well-being, it all sounds eerily familiar. Just like traditional sweatshops, many call centers operate in countries with lax labor laws and low wages. This allows companies to cut costs and maximize profits.
Yeah, I mean, most companies these days are desperately trying to figure out a way to have a call center without having to build the infrastructure, without having to have a physical building, without having to have all the technological infrastructure, because that stuff costs millions and millions of dollars to build, put in place. And many of the big companies have call centers spread out throughout the country. And to cover multiple time zones, they'll have call centers in LA, they have call centers in Chicago, they'll have a call center in New York. And they've got to staff all those, and then they've got to make sure all the systems are working. It's a very intricate process. So what they do to cut back on all that is they decide to outsource it to a company in India or Pakistan or Vietnam that has the infrastructure in place already, and they pay these people pennies to do the job that they would have paid us to do, like 19 to 25 bucks an hour. Well, actually, it's probably more like 19, 20 bucks an hour these days. So they're paying people $1 or $2 an hour in India to do the same job that we would be doing here, because it's saving these companies billions of dollars, and they can do all this and still have the leather mistress on a tropical island somewhere. It's all about keeping money in the pockets of the higher ups and the owners of the businesses, and make sure the investors are all appeased.
Often at the expense of their employees. And just like in traditional sweatshops, the work itself can be repetitive, monotonous, and soul-crushing. The constant pressure to meet unreal...
This guy with the headset, I can't believe they published a video with the same guy going... What?
Realistic targets can lead to burnout, stress, and a whole host of other mental health issues. So, are call centers simply sweatshops with headsets? It's a complex question with no easy answers.
What is this? X? Is it like a hug? No, is it an O? Is this a kiss? Or is she warding off a vampire? I ward off vampire with round eyes. Outsourcing and the search for cheap labor.
Section 7, a global workforce outsourcing and the search for cheap labor. One of the defining features of the call center industry is its global reach. This industry has transcended borders, connecting people from different parts of the world through technology and communication. Thanks to
They got the same girl here in the back in the corner with a different guy sitting at the desk. There was a girl sitting there before. They're switching out the people. They're keeping the same people in the background, but changing them, the people up front.
Wonders of technology, companies can now outsource their customer service and technical support operations to countries with lower labor costs. This has allowed businesses to cut expenses significantly while maintaining a high level of service for their customers.
What are they all cheering about? Did they just land on Mars or something? Did they go to Mars, Sven? I should hope not. The barren landscape of red dust. Sven, you got dog hairs in your eyes. How do you get dog hair in your eye?
This has led to a boom in call center jobs in developing countries.
She has braces. Wonder how old she is.
Particularly in Asia. Countries like India and the Philippines have become major hubs for call center operations, providing employment to millions of people.
While this has provided employment opportunities,
Now they're giving an Indian accent. I think this is a completely different guy with the same Courtney Cox in the background.
for many, it has also raised concerns about exploitation and poor working conditions. The rapid growth of the industry has sometimes outpaced the implementation of adequate labor standards. In many cases, call center workers in these countries are subject to even lower wages and fewer labor protections than their counterparts in developed countries.
I've heard a lot of the call centers in India and Pakistan, places like that, have what's called jumping nets. And these are large nets that they extend around the perimeter of the building towards the roof. So if somebody goes up and gets depressed, a lot of these people that get depressed, in the old days, they jump off the roof of the building and splat on the ground because they were so depressed about their life and working in a call center. So some of these companies installed what's called jumping nets around the perimeter of the whole building. So if somebody did do that and they managed to get up to the roof, if they jumped, they would land into a net. There's no way they could, they shot them out like 30 feet from the perimeter of the building. It's a really, really bad environment.
This disparity can lead to significant stress and dissatisfaction among workers. They may be required to work long hours, often in cramped and uncomfortable conditions.
Now they got a black guy in the same office with a different girl in the back, a blonde girl in the back.
The pressure to meet performance targets can be intense, leading to burnout and high turnover rates.
The globalization of the call center industry has created a complex web of ethical considerations. Companies must navigate the balance between cost savings and the ethical treatment of their employees. While it has undoubtedly created jobs and boosted...
There is no ethical treatment of employees in call centers. It doesn't exist. It doesn't matter whether you're in a call center in India or a call center here in the United States, you're mistreated. You're debased, you're degraded, you're underpaid, you're underappreciated, you're humiliated on a daily basis by management and by the customers. And you have no power to do it. You're not permitted to even use the bathroom. You're not permitted to use the bathroom. It's a strange and perverse place, and there don't seem to be any laws in place to protect us. There's some unions, but most of these places find ways to get rid of you if you want to unionize.
Economies. It has also raised questions about fair labor practices and the responsibility of companies to their global workforce.
So that's the video. That's call centers and modern day sweatshops. And I appreciate you who sent it to me. You didn't want your name mentioned on air or on the internet, and that's fine. And if you guys have videos like this you want me to see, if you have ideas, please send me a link. You can send me a message. Just DM me at skatingbearstudios@gmail.com. And I'll take a look at it and see. And we can go from there. But this is, the modern day call center is a sweatshop. And they are desperately trying to find ways to do away with the call centers by replacing all the live human beings, biological beasts that answer the phone, with AI robots. AI can answer thousands of calls an hour compared to the couple of calls that we do an hour. So, unfortunately, I do believe that these jobs will eventually go by the wayside. They'll go by the wayside of the dinosaur pretty soon. So if you like this video, give me the thumbs up, subscribe, tell your friends about it. If you have friends and relatives that work in call centers, send them to my channel, refer my channel to them so they can see them. If you have ideas, send me a message, comment, or send me a message at skatingbearstudios@gmail.com. Have a good day. Hasta la vista, baby.
Would you like fries with that? Would you like fries with that?